It is that time of the year. Another Apple event, new AirPods, new Apple Watches, new iPhones. Let's talk about the Apple event that was just live a few hours ago and tell you all the important details that you need to know. First of all, let's talk about if there was major changes in this event or no. Overall, I think that the main thing released in today's event was the iPhone 17 Air. And by the way, they were calling it the iPhone Air and not the iPhone 17 Air. But before we get to that, let's talk about the AirPods Pro 3. So, not too much changes there, just a couple more new sensors. They shrunk in the size, made the curve even more so it can fit in your ear more properly. There's a new heart rate sensor. So now your AirPods connected with your Apple Watch, together the whole ecosystem, they somehow measure your heart rate and we gotta test it out. Now, while you have your AirPods in your ears, another important thing I saw in the event was that the fitness app talks to you through your AirPods, motivates you, pushes you to do more. Batteries always improve every year, so yeah, this time from 6 hours, it's on 8 hours. Lastly, the price stays at $249, so no changes there. We don't have any updates of what it's gonna cost in Pakistan, but once we find out, we'll bring those updates to you. Moving on, let's talk about the Apple Watches. So we got 3 new watches. It's the Series 11, we got an Apple Watch SE 3, and we got the Apple Watch Ultra 3. Now, I know they mentioned the Apple Watch Series 11 first, but first I'm gonna talk about the SE 3, which had the most amazing changes compared to all models. Why? Because we've always seen a pattern where Apple, for last year's Pro model, puts the feature into the next year's base model. That's exactly what they did with the SE3 Apple Watch. It now comes with always-on display. It supports gestures, better health activity, better sensor. It's got speakers now. It charges 2 times faster. So yeah, basically all the features from the last year's Ultra model now coming in the SE. You need to switch it up, Apple. We're starting to figure out your strategies. Now let's talk about the Series 11. It now has new 5G. It's more stronger, 2 times more scratch resistant, improved heart monitoring, improved sleep monitoring, and improved battery life. So just basic upgrades, nothing special or nothing new. The Apple Watch Ultra 3 has a brand new display, slimmer bezels, more resolution, more peak brightness, and oh yeah, it's the largest display in an Apple Watch yet. Apple Watch Ultra now comes with satellite connectivity as well that we saw in the iPhones 2 years ago, but remember, these features will only work in certain countries where it's supported, and Pakistan is definitely not one of them. Definitely increased battery life and nothing else. Now finally, let's talk about the iPhones. So before, we used to see 4 models. It was the basic iPhone, then the Plus, then the Pro, and then the Pro Max. But this time they've switched up different categories. Now we got to see the iPhone 17, the iPhone Air, the iPhone 17 Pro, and the iPhone 17 Pro Max. So first off, let's talk about the iPhone 17. We are finally getting a 120 Hz display on the base iPhone. We've been waiting for this for so long because a lot of competitors on that price level offer 120 Hz, so it was about time that Apple had to introduce this even on the base iPhone. They've made the screen 6.3 just like 16 Pro, so that's another Pro feature coming into the base model of this year. 3000 nits peak brightness just like 16 Pro. It gets the basic A19 chip, definitely better battery, better charging, all that stuff. Just like last year's iPhone, now the 17 base model comes with a 48 megapixel camera. The first base iPhone to have a 48 megapixel camera. And finally, the biggest update, something that I actually really loved. We get to see a huge improvement in the front camera of the iPhone, and now it provides center stage. If some of you that don't know what center stage is, if you've used the MacBook before, this feature used to be available on the MacBook and never on the iPhones. So whenever you're FaceTiming using a MacBook, you know how important and how good this feature is. Basically, the sensor moves and keeps you in the center of the screen. And if you bring a whole bunch of people with you to take selfies or something, it adjusts automatically. So this was a key feature that I really loved in the whole event. And I think this is going to be really important for the iPhone. Because I've loved it on the MacBook, it's going to be amazing on the iPhone as well. Now let's talk about iPhone Air. For the first time, Apple has launched an Air model in an iPhone, and I think it looks amazing. It offers eSIM globally. Before, iPhone used to have eSIM models in the US only, but now globally, this specific model is eSIM. And it's only 5.3 millimeters. Can you believe that? That is going to be ultra thin. How is it going to be so durable? How is it going to hold up? What's the battery gonna be like? And talking about battery, if you notice in the event, they introduced an accessory where they introduced a very thin power bank attached to your 17 Air, fits in the pocket easily. So I'm having doubts here that how is the battery going to be on the 17 Air. They've made the back ceramic shield as well, so it doesn't break easily. The Air model comes with the new A19 Pro chip. Now this chip, previously we've only seen in the Pro and the Pro Max models. The Air is also getting the Pro chip. In the iPhone Air, they're also claiming much more better connectivity like Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, hotspot. All of those things are going to be much better compared to all older iPhones. Now one drawback is that they can only fit certain amount of components in such a thin device. So they've only given us one camera in the Air, but this one camera should be able to do everything using the system software and Apple Intelligence, I hope. But this one camera is their most powerful sensor, which is a 48 megapixel. Again, they do claim all day battery life, but that one accessory is really putting doubts in my head. Now let's talk about the Pro and the Pro Max. Yes, we finally did get to see a design change this year. A design that's been continuing from the iPhone 11 has finally changed, and to be honest, hire me as a designer at Apple. And let's get one thing straight. I do not like this year's colors. I mean the blue and the orange, nah. I might go for the white one, but I do not like the orange color. Yes, again, it comes with the A19 Pro chip. For this Pro model, they've removed titanium again, and they've returned to aluminium, and they claim it's more durable. They were showing a whole bunch of fancy things, the iPhone crashing through a whole different substances. So again, the battery is better on this phone, but I don't really trust Apple batteries. You know, there's phones out there lasting 3 days with all these features, and batteries are something that really needs improving on the iPhones. I really hope this new lineup comes up with good batteries. So in the iPhone 15 Pro, first time we got to see a 48 megapixel sensor. Then the iPhone 16 Pro, we got to see two 48 megapixel sensors. And now in the iPhone 17 Pro, we get all three 48 megapixel sensors. And then another major upgrade in the cameras is now, before you used to have a HDR mode to record your videos, and you used to have a ProRes log. This time they've given you a new feature, which is a ProRes log. They claim that this feature is industry level standards to, shoot movies. We gotta find out. They're also introducing a new feature called Gen Lock. Now we need to test and see what this feature is, but apparently you can pause the videos at the very exact moment without seeing any blurriness in the video. So every time there's an Apple event, it's exciting. You never get to see too many changes. That's the same this year. Yes, the design has changed, but not too much. Still, to test it out more, we gotta get our hands on it. We cannot wait to get our hands on it and show it to you guys. Now let's talk about the price. So the iPhone 17 base model price stays the same. The iPhone Air comes in at the price of iPhone Pro series. The iPhone 17 Pro is increased by $100 this year. The Pro Max stays on the same price. So yeah, people who used to buy Pro, screw. Let me know down in the comments that what was the biggest change in today's event that you really liked, and what was the change that you did not like. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you in the next one. Thank you so much.